Okay, folks, this reminds me of a staff member, a teacher at my special school back in I think it was, I was there from 1979 till around 1982. And basically, yeah, he was my teacher, and he showed me this. He had one on his bracelet. We'll soon find out what this is, but it reminds me of him. And yeah, his name is Lee Gemmell, and he worked at Arndell back then, Arndell Special School, which is still going. I think Arndell was shut down for a while, but it's now open again. And it's, yeah, Arndell. And I was there because I had problems. It started with a fight in the playground or something, or somewhere. Someone had triggered me into a rage, and basically I ended up scratching him, and he started the fight, and I ended up at this special school because of him, dickhead. So, well, basically, yeah, no, this is it. So I think it's called Yin and Yang, but basically it reminds me of him. He had one of these on his bracelet, and that was the first time I saw that symbol. He had it on his bracelet, on a copper bracelet. This is a piece of anodised aluminium, like what I'm hoping to utilise in the future of photocopiers. This anodised aluminium. It's not an example of this finish, so you can just see it's shining. It's really nice. So I just thought of it just then, so I'm just going to angle it to get a reflection of it. But basically, this reminds me of Lee Gemmell. So yeah. And the interesting thing about meeting Lee Gemmell was when I was 8, I was fascinated briefly with photocopiers. And he took a photocopy of his hand and had it hanging in the classroom. And that was the first time I'd heard of anyone photocopying a body part, was Lee Gemmell's hand. So Lee, I do have memories of that. I won't forget it. It was a nice picture. It was of course it was in black and white. And he had his wedding ring in his finger. And it looked really interesting, and he just stuck it up on the notice board for everyone to see. And he did an interesting thing. So that's sort of has sentimental value to remember Lee Gemmell when I was an 8-year-old. So that's come up looking interesting. It's really difficult trying to get it to look good like this. It's trying to get it to flash nicely. I do wonder what I can do with this symbol. But yeah, I just think of Lee Gemmell when I see this. I'm not going to keep it. I don't know. I do like the fact that it's aluminium, because the future of photocopiers will be created with aluminium external panels, and it's going to be like anodised aluminium, like an example of that. So this is our piece. So I'm going to move it around, make it into something interesting. Yeah, looks interesting. Looks very minimalist, but it looks interesting. We're going to use it. I like these these voids actually make something into it and make it more interesting. But yeah, this is basically, Lee Gemmell, his symbol, the memory of him when I was only a kid. Just a tiny, not tiny, I wasn't tiny, I was an 8-year-old, for crying out loud, when he showed me that, when he made a photocopy of his hand. So that was the first time I'd seen anyone or heard of anyone photocopying a body part. So, a hand indeed. Yeah, because one day I'd like to redesign the photocopier, folks, and one of the things I'm going to use is aluminium, like that yin and yang symbol I showed. But it always reminds me of Lee Gemmell when I was young, when I was very young. I just want to recap. I don't know if I showed you this properly, folks. This is it. This is the symbol that it's made out of anodised aluminium, and it looks like a kid was using it in a project, put with a bit of glitter and that. But it's just a nice piece of anodised aluminium, and this would probably be the kind of finish you'll find on the future photocopier design that I want to create, or designs. That's the cosmetic side of the project. But basically, I've got really big high hopes of redesigning a photocopier someday, and I'm not going to give up just because the industry is full of nasty charlatan type people and evildoers who are into money fuckery and profiteering and all that, trying to increase their profit margins by using cheap and nasty materials and workmanship. And really, it's just not acceptable, folks. But I'm not going to let the competition drown me out, because I know I'm on a good thing and I'll stick to it. Good thing, and when you do something good for the world, it comes back at you. When you do something bad, watch out. So these people who think they can make money out of shit product like this, well, they're going to have another thing coming, because I'm going to make the best copier systems man has ever seen. And I'm not going to pull any punches there. I'm going to keep going at it. And this has come up looking quite interesting. A little bit minimalist or semi-minimalist, but it looks really quite nice. So just slot these in like so. Yeah, okay, well, it's come up looking quite interesting. I think we can now call this demo quits.